What's up, guys? This is Beyond with Extendly for High Level, and I have an exciting news for you guys. Last week, as you guys might have heard, we acquired GHL Experts, and the teams are now busy merging their team on the expert side and as well as their products and services over to Extendly. So we're going to have a lot to offer to you coming soon. So stay tuned onto that. And there's also another announcement that I'm here to make today, which actually happened last year in December, and we're excited to announce that. And that announcement is that we have acquired Cultivating Sales Pros certification division, which you may know Melissa Blair and Stephanie Blair ran that successfully. And now we are turning that into what's called the Academy for High Level by Extendly, which Stephanie Blair is going to be leading that. And our goal here is to help you guys understand high level as quickly as possible, as fast as possible. So when you're coming, whether you're brand new coming onto the high level platform, just as a beginner wanting to learn and or feel overwhelmed, so we want to cut through that overwhelm and help you teach high level in a structured manner. Or if you've been around for a while, we've got a level 2 intermediate course for you to start with. And even if you're an expert, there's something you can definitely learn, and you may want to certify yourself. And we've got a certification program as well, which allows you to feel confident in selling high level, and you become an expert in providing automations to your clients as well. So with that said, let me introduce Stephanie Blair. Stephanie, say hi.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Blair. As Beyond mentioned, Melissa and I, my mom actually, have, since 2020 developed this 3-level certification program to streamline and have like an actual directed approach toward learning high level. So instead of kind of throwing yourself in there and hoping you can figure it out enough, there's actual directed lessons, labs, resources, workbooks, so many different resources to help you really understand and solidify how you can implement high level into your business.
I think the labs are probably one of the most important things, because it's one thing to watch Stephanie do something. It's a whole nother thing when you take what she's taught you and actually implement it, actually have a project that you're working on and implement it. That's where the real learning happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So the program is actually structured so well. And when I got the whiff of it and I looked at it myself, it was so interesting to me that I actually wanted to go ahead and acquire the certification. And we did. So we thought, it absolutely deserves to be brought up to everyone and anyone out there that's using high level, which is the whole purpose why we came together here. And Stephanie and Melissa, they've both done an amazing job building the courses that are there. And one thing that's going to impress you the most if you do take up us on one of the courses is the resources that come along with it. The teaching is so good. When I showed it to my wife, and she's a teacher herself, she mentioned that this is amazing. This is
I didn't even know that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with it being a course or teachable course that we're going to teach people before the acquisition, I actually had to show things to her, and she goes, "Wow, this is actually very well put together. There's proper lessons and everything in here."
Well, so mother and me has to speak up and say she has been wanting to be a teacher since kindergarten. She would get up on the pedestal or the what do you call that, of the fireplace, and we had to go through school every afternoon after she had class. So this has been a long time coming.
Well, that's very, very good. Stephanie, thank you for building out the initial version of the certification. I'm so excited to have you guys part of the team. Could you go ahead and share everything in the lessons that's involved and tell everyone the structure that we have in place?
I would love to. Yes. So I'm going to bring up just a little visual aid to help us walk through this. So yes, we are officially announcing the Academy for High Level, and it is really what was the certification, just I don't even want to say on steroids. Like, it's amazing, and it's just going to keep getting added to. And I'm so excited to be working with the Extendly team and have so many different perspectives and experienced people that have, that really are experts in different areas come together and give the community the proper training that is needed, instead of trying to find old YouTube videos that are out of date and not in order. This is actually an constantly updated program, so that you can learn this or train others very, very easily. So in this little presentation, let's go through the little overview. So in a nutshell, the program helps you reduce overwhelm, generate more revenue, and actually launch your project. So stop worrying about, do you have everything together? What if it's wrong? I don't know what I'm doing. You actually have the confidence to launch your projects. We guarantee to save you 6 months of wasted subscription costs and overwhelm. So like mentioned, instead of, waiting and procrastinating until it's perfect or until you have confidence or whatever is holding you back, we guarantee that this program will streamline your learning and really give you the confidence you need there.
Yeah, that's important there, because if you actually go through the lesson and learn the way the lessons are structured, you will not be just waiting around. We hear from agency owners quite often that, hey, they've been in HighLevel for quite some time, they haven't had the chance to get started, or they've just wasted their cost on subscription. So
where to start?
Yeah, or they just never start, and they just leave. Then they quit HighLevel, right? And HighLevel is an amazing platform. It's worth giving a shot with proper education, because it really has the ability to generate revenue and change lives. And HighLevel's been doing that very well for many agencies that have taken it seriously and actually learned the platform, including ourselves here, which is able to even acquire companies in this manner. So definitely take the time to learn, and the structured approach here gives you that confidence that you're actually going to be able to save about 6 months of your time and not have to be overwhelmed and wasting subscription costs.
Exactly. And with those structured levels, we have over 100 lessons covering nearly every inch of HighLevel. So that's talking about the dashboard, agency settings, what every trigger does in examples, what every action in a workflow does in examples, build guides. We cover everything. And if there's something we don't, we're going to do it. We're going to add it. That's the goal. We're always updating and keeping this as fresh as possible.
I hate to interrupt you, but one thing as a business owner, I don't have time to sit and watch 2-hour-long videos. And so I really appreciate that you have kept them as short as possible. You still get the information, but the learning takes place in the doing.
100%. All of those lessons have homework and assignments and instructions on how you can best utilize the lesson and the skills you learned in that lesson. There's templates and snapshots you get to play around and experiment with. Just a lot of different resources there. Beyond, were you going to add something, I think?
Yeah, to Melissa's point, watching long form videos, it gets boring, and you're like, hey, come on, get to the point, right? While these are structured to be 5 to 10 minute long videos for the most part, and they're really straight to the point, where you're actually learning actionable items of what that particular item is doing.
Exactly. As mentioned, there's a ton of workbooks, snapshots, help guides covering topics like workflows, appointments, custom fields, settings, features, and pretty much anything you can think of. And the biggest point is that level 1, you can finish in 1 day. And yes, that means that you could start implementing your HighLevel and launching things within a day, and start really building and customizing your account. And that goes back to what we were saying before, of people not being able to know where to start or how to start. And this gives you that direction in at least 1 day.
Absolutely. Yeah, the level 1 course is particularly designed in that manner, where you can easily finish it off in just a day or even less. As a matter of fact, it actually only takes you a couple of hours to go through the entire thing. But if you want to split it up, throughout the day, you definitely can. The purpose of that is that once you sign up to HighLevel and you get to access the level 1 course, now all of a sudden, in a structured manner, you've gone through getting introduced to HighLevel, the features, what it does, how it does those features, actions, and everything that it has in it. We cover almost all of the major features in there, and we teach you on exactly how to utilize them and how you can talk about them with your customers as well.
Totally. In those resources, they're on various different media platforms. So that we have the lesson videos, we have the workbooks, we have live sessions. We're going to have transcripts in the near future for all of the lessons. So if you're a reader, you can always go back and really utilize any of those resources, no matter what kind of learner you are, because that's the biggest thing, is everybody learns differently. And so a collection of videos is helpful for one person, but is not helpful whatsoever for another. And we wanted to be able to bring those different media types to you, and for the best way that you particularly learn. And on that, even more so, to make sure you are learning, we have assignments and assessments throughout all 3 levels. That includes check your understanding, to make sure that you're actually, as you're learning, that you're understanding it correctly, because everything builds off of each other. So you can, check your progress. Those ones aren't graded. It's just for you to know where you're at. And then we also have at the end of each level a full exam, and you have to pass that exam in order to be certified at that level, or all 3 exams to be completely certified. And those are really to test you. Do you know what you're doing? Are you confident enough to say, yes, this is the answer, like you would have to with a client or another team member? And that's that piece where you can learn everything, but if you're not being tested that you can, and what you are saying is correct, you could be saying stuff that is totally wrong or not updated, and you have no idea. And that's not your fault or anybody else's. That's why we wanted to bring this here. The live training sessions and workshops to implement your skills. If you're not already aware of Extendly's live sessions, you really should be. And they're amazing. And I'm so excited to implement these into our program as well, and just keep teaching and learning and taking use cases and questions and deep diving into those so everybody can learn from those examples. At the end, you can access and browse our directory. So for any high-level users, you can find our directory and hire people that have been completely certified. And once you are completely certified, you have the ability to add yourself to this directory if you would like to market and promote yourself, help other high levelers with whatever your skill set is. And it's a really, really great place to find people that actually are guaranteed to know a certain amount of knowledge. You're not guessing and paying someone to build a funnel and then a week and it's actually not what you wanted at all. These people are guaranteed, certified, that they know that this amount of knowledge at the bare minimum.
Yeah, and that I believe is extremely important. Today, there isn't a certification platform that certifies anyone in high level, and we're all sort of reliant on people vouching out for themselves and saying, "Hey, yes, I know how to do this." And then we have horror stories that we hear sometimes that they said they knew what to do, but then they didn't, and they took my money, or they didn't complete the project, even if they didn't take my money, whatever the case is, or it wasn't up to par what I wanted it to be there. So the purpose of the directory here is that you can really hire trusted people that have gone through a certification program. They've gone through all 3 levels of our training that we have implemented, and they've actually passed with a successful score to the exam that they were given to be certified.
Which is not an easy exam. It is not.
No, you have to do Zoom videos showing why you built something a certain way, and we need to know that you really know what you're doing. And honestly, this is exactly why this program was built in the first place. Is we were encouraging our clients to work with virtual assistants, and it wasn't going well.
Everyone loses.
And now people are hiring people from our directory every day, and it makes us really happy because we know our clients are in good hands. That's
100%.
And then at the end, you get to actually rate them as well, right? So if you had a successful experience with them, give them a rating so that other people, when they are to hire them, they are able to see, how many successful projects they've done, who's hired, and what sort of rating has been provided to them. And if they truly did a poor job, let us know, and let us, definitely give them a rating as well, so that the rating is adjusted if their customer service skills are not up to par and they're not responding to you in a timely manner,
or they're not staying updated after getting certified. If they get certified and then they drop off the face of the earth and don't learn about the new features and ways to accomplish things, that can affect their performance in the end.
Absolutely. So we want to make sure overall you guys have a great experience working with certified people, and there are less to no horror stories at all when hiring someone.
Yes. And the whole program, if you're really, really excited and you can tell somebody or yourself for the first 2 weeks, I just want to go through this program and really, really master this. You can get this whole certification done in at least 2 weeks. All 3 levels, if you're really, really dedicated, and it's possible. There's people that have done that. We've hired our own team. We've had my brother and Morgan, that we hired them. They knew nothing. And we said, hey, for the first 2 weeks, go through the certification. And by the middle of it, we were giving them projects to do and clients to help. And it was so helpful to have in less than a month, pretty much a brand new employee completely trained.
Otherwise, we would have had to spend all that time, or they would have to spend their time like everybody else going through YouTube videos, trying to find that's not a smart business move.
Right.
Absolutely. And you know what that means for you? So not only you yourself can learn from the courses, the lessons, the level 1, level 2, and level 3 that we've put together for you. So as an agency owner, you can learn yourself, and then you can also teach, have your staff go through it as well. So you can hire someone brand new that knows nothing about high level, but they're enough technical enough, or been in the marketing space. They come into the courses. They go through the level 1, level 2, and level 3 within about 2 weeks or so. If they take a little bit longer, they may go up to a month, depending on how fast, how much time they're devoting to dedicate to learning. But once they've gone through it, you can be assured that they're actually going to know exactly what they're doing. They're going to be able to help you as a full-time employee with your customers.
100%, and even strategize with you on how you can best effectively use the system with the processes that you want to perform, the projects you want to launch, the programs you want to have.
We get so excited. I mean, this is very exciting. But what Steph did was build in, she of course workflow the what out of this. So not only I have somebody going through it right now, so I get weekly touches saying, oh, your person is on level, still in this level, they're working through the process. So I know where my people are, even though I'm not in the program. So it keeps me up to date. I love that feature.
Right. So let's get into the nitty gritty of it, of level 1, or the benefits, sorry. The benefits are, like we said, you can quickly learn to start using HighLevel in as little as 1 day. We guarantee you 6 months of wasted subscription costs and overwhelmed down the drain. Yeah, guarantee it's going to go down the drain. And we've created the fastest way to learn and implement your HighLevel account, and you can master the whole program in as little as 2 weeks. So
again, that is if you're staying focused on it. It is a what do you call that, where you're going through it on your own time?
Work at your own pace.
Yeah, work at your own pace. So it's up to you how fast you go through it. But we have seen people go through it within a couple of weeks. So if you dedicate yourself to that, you can definitely do it.
So level 1, what does that include? So level 1 is the how to set up your HighLevel in a day. So if you had a day, even a couple hours, honestly, and you just wanted to get a good understanding of the system, the key features and how it works, this is the level for you. So we dive into about 13 of the most important features of the system. So as you can see here, we talk about agency settings, sub-account settings, dashboard, importing and managing your contacts. That even includes templates on how to import your contacts, custom fields and values and descriptions about what all of those mean, forms and surveys, calendars and scheduling, pipelines, workflows, websites, and so much more. You get a snapshot from both Extendly and us to, well, now just the Academy, right? Yeah. To play around with and experiment, learn and implement everything that you are learning. And this also has that exam at the end to really solidify that you know what you're doing now, and those new skills you've learned are valuable to you. Any other comments on that?
Absolutely. So, and the purpose of going through and showing you all these key features is so that you're not overwhelmed with everything that HighLevel does. Yes. Once you get to learn these key features, now you can start using HighLevel for your own self, for your own business, right? As a marketing agency, you want to start using it first, learn it yourself first before you go out and start selling it to others. And this really allows you to do that, because now you can upload a contact list. You can do your own reactivation campaigns if you wanted to. You can build your own forms that you can put on your website or funnels and whatnot. And have a calendar. If you're using Calendly or some other scheduling software, you can finally ditch that and have all of that built in your own HighLevel, and you're able to use that for yourself. And the automations that HighLevel provides are just amazing. So you can go deeper into the way you want to alert and notify confirmations and reminders in relation to when someone books an appointment, right? So all of those are there discussed. And the Quick Start Snapshot actually it sells for $495 on our website, and we're including that as part of the level 1 purchase to all the agencies that do decide to do that. And that snapshot has all of these key features that we're teaching you in here already built in. So you don't necessarily need to start off with a blank slate account of HighLevel, and you definitely can. But if you utilize this snapshot into that sub account, well, now you already have everything we're teaching you in here already built in, and you're able to get started with that very, very quickly.
And you get to pair that understanding of how it works, and now you have that base that you can customize, and you're not having to start from scratch necessarily. And I do want to mention, all of these videos are brand new, updated as well in this level. So that means that we're talking about the new calendar system and the new reoccurring appointments that's in there. We're talking about some of the new features that have come out in the last couple of weeks and months. It's all updated, and we try very hard to keep it updated as possible.
I want to make
another key point there is level 1 is actually taught by myself and Stephanie. So we both took our time to teach you guys on level 1. Hopefully we did a great job. If we didn't, let us know.
I took a peek. They're looking good. One thing I wanted to comment on too, beyond, you said, start by setting up your own business. If you're brand new to HighLevel, nothing is going to make you more excited about selling SaaS than when you see the results. We started our SaaS business with nothing. And because we just dove in and learned and worked really hard to get everything up and running, it changes your life. This, as you said earlier, Beyond, I can't imagine if I had bailed on HighLevel when I first saw it. This has, as you can see, I've got 2 of my children in the business. I mean, this has changed our lives, and it's just a matter of doing the work. You got to do the work.
Absolutely. When you dedicate yourself to something, and those that do decide to dedicate themselves to HighLevel, they'll definitely reap results out of it, because there is literally no other competitive platform that is as well established as HighLevel is, and they continue to improve more and more features are coming in, more deeper features are coming in. The software is getting better, support's getting better. Things are just improving all around, and it's amazing to see the company grow.
Honestly. And it's great to be able to support them in being able to help with the training side while they focus on building and making all of those amazing features as they go. Awesome. So if level 1 is not looking great to you, you're like, oh, I know all of this, or you want to learn more, well, then we have level 2, rough, of course, naturally. And level 2 is where we're actually deep diving into every feature in the system. I'm talking social media posting, chat widget, reviews and reputation, breaking up the memberships between portal, products, and offers, payments, talking about invoicing, billing, coupons, all of those individual little pieces. You get a lot more resources and workbooks in this lesson as well. And you also have a 2-part exam. So in level 1, where it's just a short answer, multiple choice exam, this level is that, as well as a long answer exam where we personally read through your answers and grade them and see if you can make it to the next one. Yeah, that's pretty much level 2. You're working through all of those different features, the core builders, reputation and reporting, analytics, all of those really, really important features. So in level 1, you get a good baseline understanding and it's not too overwhelming and you're like, oh my God, there's so many moving pieces. What's going on? Yeah. This level 2 is where you can take that base knowledge from level 1 and expand on it a lot more.
Steph, use your example of letters, words.
Yeah. So like level 1 and 2 are kind of like learning your ABCs, right? What does each feature do and what is it? And then level 3 is where we actually start taking those letters and making words and sentences. And that's where everything starts coming together and you're putting things in order to make something that actually makes sense, hopefully, right?
And the advanced help guides that you get in this section, there's actually a workbook that is on just every trigger and action that is inside workflow automation section that you get that you can go through and you can literally read on and see. It serves as your dictionary, your glossary to go through and see exactly what triggers are, what they do, what the actions are, what they do. And there's one on custom
how to
fields,
use them.
Values.
Yeah, if else steps, what all of those options are, wait steps, what are all of those options, appointments, how to build out an appointment step by step, all of those really, really important processes and things that you need to understand how they connect. And again, it's just another way for you to learn, and you don't always have to watch a long video and scroll and find where you left off. You can look at these resources and
those are, I filled in for you on one of your classes and people were showing me how they have those right at their desk because they can quick look exactly for what they're looking for. And yeah, they were really excited to show me how they use those.
Yeah. And if you do opt into level 2 and 3, I will definitely say, I think you'll have a great little surprise in the beginning in regards to those resources as well, but I won't say too much about that. Yeah, level 2. And then of course there is the level 3. So once you finish all 3 levels, you can be considered officially certified. And then that is also where you can add yourself to the directory. As mentioned, you get your certificates as you finish each level. And level 3 is really putting those features together to make something, make a project. So I really stress that there's these base projects like an appointment, a lead magnet, an event that I have noticed in the last two plus years that any client request or even in our internal team projects have boiled down to 1 or 2 of these bases, whether it's a lead magnet that's trying to get them to book an appointment. Great. Now I just need to build those 2 things. I'm not thinking about it from the very beginning, from having nothing from scratch and having to come up with every tiny little detail. Yes, I'll have to fill those in, but it's not as intimidating to tackle and go into and try and organize and figure out how you want to lay it out when you understand, oh, it's just that base and that base. Great, cool. Oh, it's just that base, but just tweaked a little bit with some different wording, right? And then, so in level 3, we talk through 7 of those base projects. You can see right there that one of those is the appointment, and it's step-by-step. Setting up your integrations, create your calendar, create your funnel. And each one of those bases are broken up into those steps. There's also a lesson on just examples of how you can apply the bases, different use cases that come up a lot. And as mentioned, those check your understanding little mini quizzes that are like 4 questions to make sure that you understand what that project is trying to accomplish and why we connected things the way that we did for those projects. And most importantly, we have application challenges, which it is the hardest part of the program, but it also is the most important because it's the simulation or labs where you are kind of, I like to say, you're thrown in the ocean without life floaties, because I'm actually giving you these like half-written email from a fake client saying, hey, I need this event set up and it's this thing and I want to do this and I have to cap it at 45 people because of COVID. What do I have to do? Can you set it up for me? Here's my colors. Thanks. Bye. And what would you do? What would your first step be? What would you build out to present to them? What if we can't do something that they want to do? What are you going to give them as a workaround? And it's really showing that you can come up with those answers and come up with them confidently and build them confidently and be able to go back to your client or your team member and say, this is what I built, this is how it works, and it will work for you. And that you feel confident in that answer. They feel confident in the thing that you've given them. They understand what you've given them. And so there's about 10 of these challenges, and they range from various difficulties. Maybe there's some troubleshooting issues that you need to figure out. I don't know. And that's where I really want to learn more about how you're thinking about applying those bases, how you're thinking about using HighLevel for these processes, not just having to build out what you've been given, because you're not going to be given everything. And especially at this level 3 certified automation architect or expert, you need to be able to strategize with your client or team member on how to best take HighLevel and use it for the process. Not just build out what they ask you verbatim, but think about it. Hey, maybe if we used a form with this custom field, it could streamline this process, or we can get more information from doing it that way. It's really being able to become that consultant with HighLevel and not just the, taking orders and building it and then clocking out at the end of the day. You're really becoming that expert that is so valuable on any agency team. And we know that because that's why we built it. It's because we've been asked so many times to help other people and become part of their team as the strategy person, but we can't by ourselves. So we wanted to be able to develop that for others. Yeah.
Absolutely. So as Stephanie mentioned, those being that consultant part in your agency with your customers is extremely important, because sometimes customers don't really know what they're asking for. They just have an idea of what they want to accomplish, right? So it becomes your job as a marketing expert and then as an automation expert to guide your customer through that journey so that you're actually able to decipher, well, what is the goal that they're trying to achieve? And what they're asking me, is that what's going to help them achieve their goal? Sometimes it doesn't. So you want to be able to provide that consultative resolution to them and say, okay, this isn't what we need to do. Here's what we are going to do instead, and that's going to reach your goal, right? So it's important to have that back-end understanding, which is why we have these challenges in here that help you go through the way the customers would ask questions, so that you're able to provide that consultative resolution to them and actually get them to where they need to be to achieve their goals. After all, you want your customers to be happy in working with you, and what better way to do that by actually feeling confident that you're actually going to be able to deliver that value to them.
And she even gives you worksheets and guides on how to take somebody through that process. I mean, it is laid out.
Yeah, and it's really exciting. And I'm so excited to see where this.
And everything's built in HighLevel. I see a lot of people on the HighLevel Facebook group. Oh, the membership course builder's not really ready for. Yeah, it is. We built this entire thing in here. So everything except for the one quiz that we're going to have on the new website, that's an outside program. But as soon as HighLevel's quiz builder gets there, we'll be replacing it. But otherwise, everything is built in HighLevel. Everything.
Yeah, I could build out the quiz in HighLevel. I just didn't want to.
The most important thing is that this isn't just a program that was just thrown together with someone's imagination, that this is what they need to have. The program's actually gone through testing, gone through clients, gone through Melissa's own agency, Cultivating Sales Pro. They've ran this there with themselves, their team, their customers as well. And that's how this program became so powerful and tweaked over time to actually provide you the value that it delivers, so that you can actually use it for yourself as well within your own agency.
100%. And learning those challenges without actually affecting your own business or someone else's business. You can experiment and break things and learn, dissect how it was built so you can build it back together like a car. It's really, really crucial to be able to understand how it all comes together, because it's not obvious that you can put them together that way. And we've said this so many times, that the best and worst part of HighLevel is how much it can do. You can do whatever you want, basically, but also, oh my gosh, what do I do? And this is where we're trying to
probably spend more money on snapshots. Yeah. I bought everybody's snapshot before I met you, Bianca, because then I also bought yours. Yours was the end. But I bought everybody's snapshot just to learn how they think. We've spent so much money just learning how everybody else is doing it. Now we've been able to apply that in here because we've taken the best ideas that we've seen from others and been able to put that in there. And then with Beyond including one of his snapshots, if anybody's bought his snap, you already know that it's one of the best snapshots out there.
And now with GHL experts becoming part of the team, it's just, I'm so excited to bring all of the really great superheroes of HighLevel and kind of like the Avengers over here. And I don't know, I guess ClickFunnels is like Thanos or something, but That was so stupid. But it's really exciting, and it's crucial to be able to understand all of that. Totally.
Our goal is so that it isn't so hard to get started, because I would hate to see somebody leave this opportunity not knowing. I mean, it's life changing, and all you have to do is learn the system, and then you can grow business and hopefully leave a legacy business like.
And it's amazing how much I learn and have learned from people going through the program, submitting those exams and positioning something in a way I'd never even thought of, because they have a different experience or a different industry that they've come from, that I'm constantly learning from people and how they put things together differently than I do. That there's not a wrong answer most of the time. It's just, what are you doing, right?
Right. And with automation, you can structure it so many different ways, and everyone has a different need, a different goal to structure it that way. So there's a lot of different ways you can do different things within HighLevel, but it's important to have the knowledge behind how those things will affect and how those things will actually work towards what you want to achieve there as well. So like Stephanie said, after you clear level 3, you clear the exam that's provided there, you do become certified, and you receive your certification there. You get to add yourself into the directory that we've provided, and most importantly, you are actually known as an official automations expert at that time, and you'll get an emblem that you can put on your website as well. And now you can feel confident, and your staff can also feel confident reselling the software or selling it as your own SaaS to your customers, and doing those projects and being able to actually charge worth your time for those projects. Being able to build a business, a completely custom scenario of to use for themselves, all the custom automations that they can actually use for themselves that are not just out of the box for any business, right? And every business has different needs, different wants, different sales processes. And imagine if you are able to actually build and automate their sales process, their follow-up sequences, their nurture sequences, which ends up earning them more customers. Aren't you able to officially charge them $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to do that setup, and maybe even charge a higher monthly fee anywhere, just like what Salesforce does? Right, they have an implementation fee which ranges from anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30, 40, 50,000, depending on what you want to do, and as well as a monthly subscription fee to their software to now use that for themselves. You'll be able to position yourself in the same way and do exactly that.
Exactly. And what's cool is, like Beyond mentioned, with the quick start snapshot, you get that, but also while working through, especially level 3, you're building those different bases and those challenges that you're kind of leaving with your own snapshot that you've built every piece of. You understand how everything is connected, and now you can clone those and sell them and sell them as templates, use them as bases for projects you're doing, like Beyond mentioned. And there's so much value to be used throughout this. Last little part here before going back to the main discussion of the whole program, the exam. So that is a huge portion of our program. Is, like mentioned, it's just making sure and analyzing that you actually know and are absorbing the content that was given to you. So level 1 is the short answer exam. It's about 20 questions, and it's automatically graded upon the submission. Level 2 and 3 have both a short and long answer portion. The short answer is multiple choice. Long answer is where you're writing out your explanations, giving reasoning and descriptions, and we are personally grading those. And for all of the levels and the exams, you have to get an 80% or higher to get access to the next level. So in order to be considered certified for that level, you have to get an 80% or higher, and then you can move on to the next one. So that then brings us to joining today, and I'll probably hand it off back to Beyond here. But yeah, www.theghlacademy.com or this QR code. And in the meantime, yeah, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So Stephanie, thank you very much for going through that presentation and sharing with everyone exactly what we are doing here. So if you're ready, go ahead and go visit theghlacademy.com, and that's where you can find the courses and an area to sign up. Most importantly, the first thing I want you guys to do is click on this "What level is for you" section onto the left of the page, and take this little quiz. This quiz is designed for those that are experts and those that are beginners as well, and anyone in between, to test your knowledge and see where you land, whether you're fit for the level 1, level 2, or the level 3. That way you can enroll yourself into the appropriate program and get going from there. So definitely take this quiz to get an understanding of what it is what your skills are and where you stand. And right after the quiz is done, you'll be able to learn where you stand within the level 1, 2, or 3 portion.
Just
there.
a reminder there, even if you do opt into level 3, you do need to complete all 3 levels and pass all 3 levels to be certified. So even if you start at, you opt into level 2 or 3, just know that in order to be completely certified, you do have to pass all 3 levels nonetheless.
And I think level 1 is particularly good for the business owner, because I don't need to understand what to click and where to, I need to understand an overview of HighLevel and how it all works, not necessarily each individual thing. So I would encourage owners that aren't going to be doing the day-to-day work, if those people exist, then go through level 1. And it's the people that you're going to want to be doing the day-to-day building to go through 2 and 3.
Or support. If you want someone to really understand the system to be able to support your clients and answer questions as well, it's a really great resource for that.
Yeah, and well, not only that, as a business owner, so I'm a very hands-on style of management in our businesses, and I like to know and learn everything before I go forward with it, before I start to sell to our customers, right? If I don't know what I'm selling, then I feel really bad about what the experience is going to be that my customer is going to receive. And I care deeply about our customers and clients and the money that they spend with us, right? They're obviously trusting us to go and buy one of our products. So I am very hands-on in that manner. So I learn everything that we provide so that I know that my customer is actually going to feel confident in the particular product or service that they are purchasing from. So, and I believe, most business owners should be the same way, where they actually know what is being sold under their company, under their brand, and how that is being positioned. And sometimes these are not, there isn't a solution that you provide out of the box, right? Sometimes you meet a customer where you may need to customize something based on their needs, and HighLevel has the ability to generally do a lot of different customizations in different manners. So having that knowledge, the backend knowledge of how to do things, how to run HighLevel, really empowers you to be able to, take that meeting, and on that meeting call out and decide whether this is something you are capable of doing so or no. A lot of customers don't like hearing, "Oh, I will get back to you on that," right? As soon as you say, "I will get back to you," most of the time, it takes time to get the answer and whatnot. And they may have even lost interest by that time. And generally, if you're able to answer their questions right then and there, they feel confident knowing that you actually know your product. You don't have to check in with someone else to give us an answer. And granted, there's going to be some situations where you're not going to be able to provide an answer immediately. But as long as you're able to do that to the majority of the time, you will likely score that sale with your customer as well. So it's definitely important, not just for the building side of things, but even for your sales team and yourself to know what it is you're actually selling to your customers as well. So I would encourage everyone to learn the platform. That way you can present more sales opportunity to yourself, your business, your team. But Melissa's right. Definitely get honed down on level 1, because that is the very, very base. If you don't have the time to learn all the other levels, definitely learn the level 1 at least, so you know and have a good understanding. And if you don't, otherwise, what are you selling and why are you selling and why are you even in the market if you don't know the platform and what it does and what you can provide to people? Totally. But sorry, go ahead, Steph.
Oh, I was just going to say it's important, because even if you don't know that answer right away, you're not waiting for another support team a week later to get that answer back to you, or you're not you can come up with those educated, I don't want to say guesses, but the kind of educated guesses and fill in those blanks using the knowledge and the other context skills that you've gained, and use the context that to give them an answer, or prompt them enough to where when you do get them the exact right answer, they didn't feel like they were completely left in the dust. They have something to go off of until you give them something more.
Yeah, most definitely. That also empowers you as a business owner to know what is actually right and what is not. Or when one of your team members comes and says, "Hey, we can't do this." Well, if you don't know the system yourself, you're definitely going to agree and say, "Oh yeah, we actually can't do it," right? Well, while they may be limiting that based on their imagination, their knowledge of the platform. Now, imagine this: if you actually know the system, and you can actually come back and say, "No, that's actually wrong. We can do it, and this is how you should do it," right? That now changes the whole scope of how you perform within your business, and now your team actually knows that you know a thing or two about this, and then you can guide them appropriately.
That goes back again to why we developed this. We had clients that would come to us and say, oh, we're going to cancel the platform. And I'm, why? Oh, you don't have a course builder. We're going to go buy Kajabi. And it's like, no, we've had a course builder now for quite a while. Oh, so-and-so, their VA said, no, can't be done. And we almost lost a client over that. And there's other situations like that where if the person that's working the system or the team members that are working the system don't really know it, they're hurting you.
Everyone loses. Whereas if you have the knowledge, everybody wins.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's very, very true. Matter of fact, I practice that in Extendly on a regular basis. So those of you know, Extendly, we provide white label support as well. And some of you as our customers would have probably recognized having a conversation with me on your support channel, where I'm the one in there answering your questions. And sometimes our team comes and asks me some of those questions. I'm only able to do that because I took the time to learn the platform, and I continue to progress my own education as well. And now I'm able to guide our team and as well as help our customers. And our customers really appreciate that when they see me come in and respond to them. They get very excited that they got a response from me in their query, which levels up the customer service experience even more, because now they know someone deeply cares to be involved at that level with their team. And I believe you as a business owner should show that to your customers as well, so that they feel that someone deeply cares as you as a business owner is answering their questions, their support queries, some difficult questions they may have. They'll really, really appreciate you, and your customer service experience is going to be beyond the roof.
Well, look at how much we all respect Sean Clark. I mean, Sean Clark.
Absolutely.
I don't care what time of day or night, that man is answering questions.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you have to be on work with just about every software program out there, and never have I experienced that kind of dedication. And that's what we want to be able to offer as well. We have a joke around here that every once in a while, if we get a bad experience or with somebody or whatever, we'll say, what would Sean do? Because Sean would somehow make it all right, and that's kind of the way we've been doing things. Is, well, what would Sean do? Sean would jump on and help that person. He's a great leader that way.
He's done a phenomenal job, and I get my personal inspiration from him. I see him answering a lot of those questions. I'm like, if he can do it, why can't I?
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. So, Sean, if you're listening, we are following you. All right, guys. So moving on. So go ahead and go to the website, the GHLacademy.com. Take that test, find out what your level is that you fall under. And if you're curious about knowing what the heck it is that we're teaching, what are these lessons like, go ahead and click on Get Sample Lesson, and you'll see one of the sample lessons we have in here that you can listen to and get an understanding of what kind of curriculum is actually being taught within here. Be sure to turn on, hit the speaker audio button to unmute, so you have your audio as well. And again, our promise to you is that we want to reduce your overwhelm and want to help you generate more revenue and actually implement and launch. And without a structured course, you're going to have a difficult time doing that. We've seen a bunch of people in the HighLevel industry coming in the HighLevel group coming in and already feeling overwhelmed, which is why this product made sense to launch and come out with providing that value to everyone. So we are very, very excited that we're going to be able to reduce your overwhelm and help you generate more revenue after you've learned the platform in a structured manner. So definitely go through this. Everyone's probably wondering, when I sign up, what is this thing going to cost me? Well, let's go right to that part as well. So it's $299 for level 1. And you get an understanding of all the features, and you get our quick start snapshot included in it. And it's $14.99 for level 2 and $4,995 for level 3, which includes all 3 levels, and as well as includes your certification as well. So there's an exam at the end of the level 3, which you have to pass in order to be certified. Unfortunately, if you don't pass, you are not certified until that exam is cleared, and then you are able to receive your certification there as well.
You get to try again. We're not kicking you out after one, but
out.
Yes, you definitely get to try again. And like Steph said, it's purposely made it difficult because at that point we actually want to make sure and do our due diligence that you actually know the platform, that you actually have understood every single aspect of it and have gone through the training to know how to use and even different ways of using it, right? Not just something out of the box where you're able to actually customize and do different things as well. So with that being said, those are the plans. We do have a few other options coming out. One of which is, and this one we're super excited about, is going to be a white label course that is going to allow you as an agency owner to provide similar training. However, it's guided towards how they can use it for their business as well. So that's coming out where every one of your customers can learn the platform. It is very, it's reduced in the level of how much technical language that's going to be used in there. So look out for that. That's going to be out soon. And then for VA academies, the academies that have VAs, that hire VAs, there is a program that we are launching soon for them as well. All right, but that is everything we have for this. We hope you are excited as we are as well. And Steph, thank you very much for sharing the presentation and telling everyone about the Academy.
Thanks for partnering with us and just helping kind of blow this up and add as much value as we can and help the community as much as possible.
Yeah, I want to say, Stephanie, I can't take any credit for this. She really has built the entire thing, and she probably has about 50 or 60 people in the program now. So this isn't a brand new thing. This is tried and tested. She has put her blood, sweat, and tears into this. And again, one of the reasons we did decide to partner with Beyond and his team is because well, first of all, it's been a lot on her shoulders, but when you start adding some of these other people's content and minds, brains into this, it's really just going to transform everybody's business, because there's some brilliant people that are part of your team, Beyond, and that just it was a very simple decision to make. I know we took longer than you expected, but it was.
Well, not only that, it's important that we actually let it out to everyone and actually help a bunch of agencies that may be struggling with HighLevel today.
We were limited to how much we could do on our own.
Yeah. All right, fantastic. Well, thank you guys for watching us, and we hope you're excited. So don't forget to go to the GHLacademy.com and take that quiz so you know where you stand. Even if you're not interested in purchasing one of our packages, definitely take a look at the quiz just to get your own understanding and see where you stand there. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.